What's going on, everybody? It is Fred from the Red Chair Reviews, and I've got some new releases for you coming out January 19th, 2024. These are records, video games, movies, a lot of stuff coming out. So here's what you should be looking for within the next few days. The big record release for most people is Green Day's new album coming out, Saviors. I did get a chance to preview this album with probably 70 or 80 other Green Day fans at the Record Connection in Niles, Ohio a few days ago. And I gotta tell you, this album sounds re-energized to me. The last record, Father of All, was kind of a mail-in effort and probably my least favorite record from the band. But now I'm looking forward to seeing what Saviors has to offer. Yes, there's been some songs on Taco Bell commercials. Yes, it's a little poppy at time to time, but I have to tell you, it's really high energy. The first half of the record in particular is very strong. Billy Joel and the boys have to walk a fine line because they still want to stay true to their pop punk roots, but they also need that third resurgence. They came out big with Dookie, which I think was the third record in 1994. And then 10 years later, they had American Idiot, which was gargantuan. Been a lot of great records in between that. Warning comes to mind. I love that record. However, the last couple of efforts have been a little lukewarm. I don't think they've really gotten their footing back since the Uno, Dos, Tres kind of debacle. And I'm really excited to see, do people take a listen? I know that I will, because Green Day always, for me, brings something special to the table. More pop punk, this self-titled album from Neck Deep. My buddy Eric is really into this band a lot. He was mentioning this album coming out. So I'm going to dig into it and see what's going on. The singles are catchy enough, but will the rest of the album follow suit? We will see when Neck Deep drops on January 19th. Before I continue on, just wanted to say, if you're enjoying this, please follow, like, subscribe. The more viewers that I can get watching this stuff, the more I'll be motivated to keep doing these videos to kind of give you an idea of what's coming out and even review some of those things as they come out. So please give Red Chair Reviews a follow on TikTok, on Instagram, and on Facebook, and on YouTube. And stand outside my house and follow me. Don't do that. That would be creepy. I'm just kidding. But please follow me on all social media, and you will see everything that the Red Chair Reviews has to offer. Touche, amore? Maybe. I'll give it a listen. I'm not super stoked. Never really been too into them, to be truthful with you.
My next of kin, and let them know there's so much more to believe in. It doesn't have to be.
Black metal outfit Abhorrea releases something on Prosthetic Records here called Depth. And the first song that I heard from Depth was The Well. A lot of deep, descending imagery here. But it does sound like pretty proficient black metal. Does it have anything to stand out? I'm not sure. I'm going to have to check out the entire album to know that. This Boundless Chaos song, Down's pretty rad from their new album, Sinister Upheaval. So I'm looking forward to this full release. This is their full-length debut. Last but not least, on the music side, Nick Oliveri, of course, most well known for his time in Kyuss and Queens of the Stone Age, since 2016 has been releasing a series of albums, compilation albums of songs he's been involved in. This is Volume 8 and Volume 9 of No Hits at All. I've listened to a few of these, and they don't always grab my attention for a long period of time, but they're kind of compilations, so I can understand that. But either way, I'll check out 8 and 9 and see if there's anything fresh to offer.
Claim they saw him flee the scene of crime and disappear into the bog and fog. Still no whereabouts where the body may be.
Now onto video games, an old school style game. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is coming out on all major platforms and PC. This is getting rid of some of the 3D stuff that they've done in recent Prince of Persia outings. However, does the 2D platformer Prince of Persia still have a place in modern gaming? I'm just not sure. So when this drops on consoles and PC, give it a try and see if it's still got the action and the adventure you're looking for.
Creatures, gods, vanish for their sins. They could doom us all.
Another Code Recollection is a compilation of 2 games, one that came out in 2005 and one that came out in 2009, set in the following with a 13-year-old girl who is looking for her father. These are going to be released on Switch only. Switch is not afraid to release compilations and games that are just very niche. And so I think this is the kind of game that Switch owners might want to check into just because it's unique to the console. Older games, but how do they hold up now? That's a question that we still have to get answered.
The day before my 14th birthday started off pretty bad. But inside, I felt tossed in a storm. I was so excited, but also lost and angry.
Last but not least, The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered will be released on PS5. Naughty Dog is all in for these remasters, and from what I understand, people are already speedrunning this game, checking it out. The graphic upgrades are very obvious. However, the big hidden gem for this particular remastering is the early levels. Some of the levels that were left out of the original game have now been brought back in for players to try. So if you're a big Last of Us mark and you really want to check it out, this Last of Us 2 remaster might be something for you to really see where the game came from in its original development and, maybe get a little piece of what got left out the first time around.
Even if we found her, or by some miracle found someone else that's immune, it made no difference, because the only person who could develop a vaccine is dead.
I personally did not finish The Last of Us Part 2 because it came out during the pandemic. And during a pandemic, I don't feel like playing a game about the end of the world. I'm sorry, I just wasn't feeling it. So maybe with this remaster, I'll snag it for PS5 and try it out because I really did enjoy the first one. One of my top 5 games of all time. So can I handle The Last of Us Part 2 this time around with Ellie and Joel kind of? I don't know. We're going to find out. Now for movies, Naomi Grace stars in Founders Day, a small-town horror film about some crazy murders that are happening as you get closer and closer to a mayoral election. This could be the kind of tense film you're looking for if you want some of that January fear.
You know you don't have to go.
Princess Bustine.
You looking first?
ISS, what is that? Some kind of anti-pregnancy device? No, it is an International Space Station. ISS is a sci-fi thriller that is coming out on January 19th. It stars Ariana DeBose, and apparently this is about a war that happens when there are people from other countries up on this space station. A worldwide battle happens, and all of them are told by their own countries, take control of the space station at all costs. So that's a cool setup for a movie, but will it be executed well? That's the question. Some of these movies, they have nice effects and they reach really high to kind of snag their viewer, but the storyline sometimes feels a little repeated.
Guys?
Wait a minute, what the hell is going on down there?
Oh, whoa.
We gotta get up now, guys. Let's get out.
Oh my god.
Lastly, speaking of repeated, there's a movie called Sunrise, and it's another vampire film. How many vampire films can we make? Sunrise is adding its name to the list. I'm not really sure if I'm going to go check this out or not, but maybe it's your kind of thing.
You're a peace-loving, reasonable man. But we ain't.
And that's it. That's all I got for you for January 19th, 2024 that is coming out. There's plenty more. There's a lot of underground metal releases that were on this list, but man, once you start digging, there are just hundreds of releases. So these are just a few I wanted to highlight. If you enjoyed, once again, please like, subscribe, comment. Tell me what you think. Is there anything I missed that I really should be checking into? I'm looking forward to this Green Day. I'm looking forward to a couple of these black metal releases. And I hope to see you guys back here again for next week's episode of upcoming albums, games, and movies.